Hello. Today's gonna be a short episode. I have to pick somebody up or something in like 40 minutes. So yeah, here we go. Let's get right into it. What have we here? An admirer come to exult in the purity of my vocal splendor. No? I will. Uh, you would feel honored to meet me if I was ever allowed to test the limits of my instrument. One day I shall be the talk of Yomor, nay, all of Norva. But first I must secure a venue in which to practice. If I sing at but a fraction of my full volume, the cretins around here become so unreasonably angry, insulting even. Thus I have taken to finding a quiet spot near the coast. Yet even there my scarabs and trills seem to drive the wildlife into a frenzy. I can scarce begin my practice before I'm forced to flee some enraged beast. You look like you've seen your fair share of fighting. What say you to standing guard and allowing me my fair share of singing? Pretty, please? Ah, 'tis so invigorating to sing here. I feel as if my voice rings clear across the sea. Now, if you would be so kind as to intercept any nuisance before they ruin my practice, I should be most appreciative. was simply wonderful. You don't know how long it's been since I was last able to sing to my heart's content. And it's all thanks to you. Let us return to town so I might show you my gratitude. Thank you ever so much for your help. I almost wish I could keep you on as an assistant. I know I seem to be struggling through a rough patch at the moment, but once I make a name for myself in Yormore's cabaret show, the privilege will be climbing over each other to offer me patronage. And then, when I'm wealthy and famous, you shall have the reward you deserve. For now, however, this is all I can afford. Consider it an advance payment. Okay. One more quest in this area. My poor sensitive nose. Do you not smell that awful stench? What we require here is a strategically placed sachet of ground collusion sage. The trouble is, I'm not quite willing to die in the process of obtaining said herb. But what of you, miss? There is sage aplenty near the clay should the promise of reward overshadow any fear you might have of stabbing tooth and rending claw. 2 generous bunches should suffice. How fared you your harvesting efforts? Yes, this is a goodly amount. My thanks. A moment while I prepare an experimental sachet. I'll grind these up and sprinkle a little of this, dash of that, and it's done. And 'tis done. As it is asking to inhaling a springtime breeze, I must begin producing these fair-scented pouches in bulk. You, miss, have the privilege of putting my aroma creation to the test. Place one of my sachets behind this foul-smelling shack and inform me of the results. The rank fumes permeating the air are slowly replaced by a pleasant, refreshing scent. Did my sachet prove the victor in that contest of fragrances? Well, that is satisfying to hear. I shall continue manufacturing these pockets of sage and proceed with secreting them about the place. The thing of it is, the folk of Gate Town often paw through the refuse discarded by the free citizens of Yomor. Such salvaged items have, however, spent no short span of time moldering amongst actual garbage. Thus the offensive odor I have been forced to endure. But no longer. Thanks to you, my olfactory senses will be spared. Pray accept this token for your trouble. The night sky is certainly breathtaking, but I can scarce see my own hand in front of my face at times. I shall need to procure a lantern lest I step in something unpleasant. One, two, three. Excuse me, miss. You seem the well-traveled sort. Would you be willing to accompany me to the clave in return for a reward? There's a bit of a problem, see. We take turns manning the watchtowers hereabouts, but the last few folk have been driven away from the lighthouse posts by sudden and terrible headaches. Every single one of them remembers hearing some sort of screeching wail. We don't know if we're dealing with a sea witch or a roaming banshee, but they all agree the sound is awful enough to chill your bone. How fortunate for me, then, that I have you to back me up. Pray, follow me to the clave and we can solve this mystery together. I don't hear anything. Maybe we should split up and have more of a look around. Once you're satisfied there's not to find, you can meet me back here at the lighthouse. The water here swells and crashes with cacophonous violence, rivaling the stormy seas of La Nosca. Huh. You hear nothing but the lapping of the waves. You think you hear a faint noise, but maybe you imagined it. I heard it, the terrible voice. Ah, the pain. I can feel my head splitting in half. I think I might live. Thank you. That keening din seemed to pierce my very skull. I've never heard the likes of it. If there truly exists a sea with which who murders sailors with her cursed streams, then that is how I imagine her voice would sound. At least now we know which areas are too dangerous to approach. Come, we must return to Wright so I can share this with the others. Now that I have a chance to calm down, I feel a little embarrassed about my earlier behavior. I think stories of sea witches and the like may have fed my panic, but not everyone puts stock in those old tales, it seems. There was talk of a girl from Gate Town who was taken to visiting the lighthouse to practice her sing. Wait, you don't think that awful Keening could have been? No, surely not. Ah ha 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 ha. Thank you for standing by me during that terrifying ordeal. Be wary of whaling sea witches should you find yourself near the clave again. Fucking dumbass. Alright, continue. That's cool though that the quests are linked and that I happen to do that quest right before that quest. I'm sorry, miss. Please tell me you're a warrior of some kind. You see, there's a gang of bandits who've moved into the area. They used to be residents of Eulmore, but were exiled for stealing some free citizens from free citizens. Now they've taken to stealing from us instead, and anyone who tries to stand up to them gets a good beating for their trouble. Folks say they're former soldiers, and seeing how those bastards fight, I'm inclined to believe them. We're just farmers here. We need someone who can stand up to them. Someone who knows their way around a weapon. Could you be that person for us? You'll teach them a lesson then? Oh, thank you. We've already hatched a plan to track down their camp, poked a hole in the harvest sack, and left it as bait. There's a trail of grain now leading away from the village to the east, so you might want to start searching there. The trail of grain continues to the east. The trail of grain takes a sharp turn to the south. Is he still... Oh. Yeah, he's still here. I'm reliably informed you dealt with the imposter, Ardbert. I never doubted that you do it, my friend. Wherever she is, Randa Ray will surely be pleased. By the way, how was I out there? Thought I did pretty well, even if I do say so myself. When the commotion broke out like the others, I couldn't help but go out and see what was happening. I'm glad I did. Would you believe that Rex brought me a whole new wardrobe with his winnings? He really did, the dear. But everything looks just so awfully nice that I can't bring myself to wear any of it outside. It all looks lovely hanging on the walls, though. From another role quest. Long time ago. It feels like. Well, yeah, that's actually true. I've played like 5.25 Yakuza games, The Last Guardian, and like one indie game in the meantime. So it has been a while. Anyway. We've got a sneaky rat, boys. Better grab it by the tail before it squeaks to its mates. That's right there. If you can see the crystal, save the money. Although the draw distance is a lot better than what it used to be, so who am I to say? You took care of them. I can hardly believe it. We work long and hard for the food we harvest, and to have it all snatched away by those brutes. You'd think with all the training and discipline they'd have an easy time adjusting to an honest life in the field, but I suppose some men are cruel by nature. At least there are good people like you still around to renew my faith in the world. You have our thanks. With no more meal being handed out, I was worried we'd soon have a hungry mob on our doorstep. But then the army began boiling big pots of rice and stew for the masses. Maybe there's hope for us yet, eh? Alright. Do you want to hear a ghost story? Of course you do. The old pig farm over yonder once belonged to a family known as the Greeleys. It was around, 10 winters ago now that their entire sty was butchered by a pack of wild animals. The farm never recovered, and the family scattered to the winds. The Greeley's daughter and who betrothed sought refuge here and right, but misfortune's grasp would not surrender them so easily. The lad was slain by Dikaesion last year when the Eater attacked our village. Dikaesionin. I don't know how to say that. And the lass, mad with grief, threw herself in the bridge that bears her family's name, drowned right there in the river. Ever since, folk have avoided that spot, convinced that really bridge is haunted by the girl's anguished spirit. You think that tale's a tall one? Go to the bridge yourself then, and call out her name, Ismela. Go on then, stand atop Greeley Bridge and call the spirit yourself. Ismela was her name. That's a spirit. Hey. Oh shit. That's far enough, I'll teleport. Press for time anyway. There were two spirits. I think I see the young lady was with child. It truly was ghost of Ishmela then. May their souls be returned to the seas of stars. We can but pray that such tragedy never again visits us in this lifetime. And pray forgive my frivolous words from before. I had thought only to give you a fright, and instead you gifted those spirits with the peace they deserved. Thank you. When I look up at the stars, I imagine the folk we lost are smiling down on us from above. It's comforting. Okay, so that's it for the first half of Norvluja. All this stuff is like higher level. Because it's when you come back, so... Either the Austal Imperative or Mox. The Austal Imperative is actually after Mox and the Inn at Journey's End, but not still tied and right. Well, maybe right, I'm not sure, but anyway, I'm just gonna do that. Don't have time to be indecisive now. On time limit. Time. There's a clock right there. I have like 8 minutes. Alright. I allotted myself some time to get ready. But I should really call it here. Alright. It is a short episode today. When I come back, I'm gonna finish these 3 quests here, then go to Mort Soap and at Journey's End and do all that. Anyway, peace. I hope to see you in the next one.